Hi, my name is Ethan. My company is Feral Health. Today,
All right, good morning, everyone.
stock market and technical health.
Welcome to another episode of Market Trading. I'm your host, Tom Vays. Let me make sure that I am live. Yep.
Hi.
And let me adjust the camera a bit. Good morning, everyone.
Stock market and technical health.
All right, there we go. Okay, that should be good. Back in Panama, nice little 2 days vacation in Aruba. And back home to Panama. I'll be back in the US for the holidays and then back to home in Panama. All right, let's go to the charts. Let's see what's going on. Man, still can't believe how great Unconfiscatable went. Those of you that missed it, you guys have no idea what you missed. Just absolutely awesome. Let me do this. Okay, getting my bearings here a bit. That over here. Well, I guess I can put it over here. Kind of keep an eye on things. Okay, so where are we with the weekly chart? We are just holding tight. This is on a weekly scale. We do not see any issues yet. So the RSI did go into overbought land and has now pulled back. The MACD, no, the MACD is still very bullish, and the CMF is still very, very bullish. So from a weekly perspective, we're just holding a decent area, and we can go down, we can go up. It's not really telling us anything. It's telling us to hold our whatever position it is. Those that have taken profit and sold should not be rushing back in. Those that are in long trades should not be rushing out of them. And those that are in cash should stay in cash. This is literally the definition of anything can happen and you stay the course. And whenever you say that it can go up, it can go down, or it can stay neutral, people that watch this channel that want to know exactly when to buy and when to sell go nuts. But sometimes the market tells you to do nothing. And the current weekly candle literally tells you to do nothing. Not much more to say on that. What about the allocation? Well, the allocation is also telling you to do nothing. We have the short-term moving average has turned down, but the price has not yet crossed the intermediate moving average, and the moving averages have not crossed over. So once again, we have another time frame that tells you to do nothing. It can go up, it can go down, or it can stay sideways, which to me signals in completely equal probabilities based on this time frame. Hence, another completely boring chart. Let's go to the daily, and the daily is painting a picture. And the picture that the daily chart is painting is not bullish. Now, earlier in this candle, there was a red star candle when we were sitting lower than yesterday's close. But now that we rallied back up above yesterday's close, the red star candle has gone away. So what can we interpret from the daily chart? There's two things. One, we can lower the line of breakout because we have established a slightly lower swing high. And if we now get above this swing high, it is the probability of us popping for a secondary low without breaking, sorry, the probability of us making a lower high that is higher than the December 14 high but lower than the December 8 high is close to zero. Like, I don't expect that to happen. So if the price of Bitcoin gets above the December 14 high, I am incredibly confident it will break above the December 8 high. So we can lower the area of the breakout. But there is a bigger problem. And the bigger problem is we are incredibly close to breaking the closing low of December 11th. And that is problematic. And we can even achieve this today. The break below this low will create a very high probability that we are going to go down to the next moving average. And that moving average is 50, the 50-day moving average. But the 50-day moving average is going to be very, very close to that price. So there is a somewhat high probability that not only are we going to go to the 50-period moving average, we're actually going to go lower and test the horizontal channel support or resistance, I guess, former resistance, now support, which would put us below the 50-period moving average, which will create an even more bearish situation. This right here is a very troublesome picture on the daily. But until this candle closes lower than, let's say, 4,100, I'm going to put this red line at 4,100. If we close lower than 4,100, I think Bitcoin will set up for a move into an MRI buy. Either is going to be a slow bleed into the 50-period moving average or a little bit lower. Now, one more thing I want to mention on the daily scale. There's really no reason for me to keep an eye on the 200-day moving average at this point in time. And it is in line with the 128-day moving average, and they're going to run in parallel for a while. So instead of looking at the 200-day, what I should be looking at is the 20-day. And someone pointed this out to me. It's like, Tone, why aren't you looking at the 20-day? It's been supporting the price really nicely. And it has been supporting the price really nicely. And it's actually still supporting the price. It is even supporting the price today. These are the kinds of things you learn when you, for those of you that watch the tone-based educational videos, products and services on-demand videos, right here, technical analysis. In these videos, I basically explain that I consider the break of a moving average when you get an entire candle completely on the opposite side of the moving average. This to me was not a break of the moving average. This is back on November 21 when a candle closed below the moving average. This to me means absolutely nothing. And the following candle closed back above the moving average and up we went. I consider a break of the moving average when an entire candle is below the moving average. So if we go all the way back, so right here, on October 11, we had a bad candle with a red star that closed below the moving average. That's not a big deal to me. It also bounced off of the 50-period moving average. But the following candle had an entire candle below the moving average. So the body and the top of the shadow. Now, the most important part is the body. The bonus is the shadow of the candle. I don't care about the CME gap, Paul. I just don't care. I don't follow CME gaps. Other traders might follow them. They might trade with them. I don't. Oh, Saz Analytica. That's Joe Saz. Joe, I'm not going to Wisconsin. I'm not. Sorry, I don't want to dox your location. I don't know if you tell people. I think I borderline dox it. I'm not going to the Midwest in the winter, man. I can't do it. I can't do it. You got to move to like Texas for the winter. I'm gonna come in the summer. I'll come visit you in the summer, buddy. So right now the candle is fully below the moving average, which is a concern. But if we rally a little bit higher and we close above the moving average later today, oh, he's talking to you, Mel. Well, you're a lot closer. So he was talking to me. Uh, it's very likely we're going to close above this moving average. So the break of this moving average does not matter. But for the time being, we're going to leave the 20 period moving average up, and we're not going to pay attention to the 200 because it's so far away from the price and it is really close to the 128. Short-term chart, I haven't really cared much about the short-term chart. We'll take a peek. We're having a nice 4-hour candle right now. It's also somewhat meaningless, but just like what I said, if on a daily, if the 4-hour chart gets us above the secondary swing high, I become bullish because then the prior swing high is a spitting distance away, and then the real resistance is a spitting distance away. So a 4-hour close above 42,700 or 42,600 gets me bullish on the 4-hour time frame. I'm going to delete this line, not sure what it's there for. I'll add a little arrow here and we move on. GBTC. Well, the next time Bitcoin rallies, I'm expecting us to break 5% on GBTC. Change your mic settings. Is my mic that bad? What's my mic settings? Shit, I forgot to check that. Yeah, that was a bad mic setting. My bad. Yeah, that was a bad mic setting. Is it better now? Mic better? I'm still having audio issues. Need confirmation on mic. Thanks, Ferrari. Okay, way better. Excellent. Sorry about that. Yeah, audio's worse. I'm using my microphone right now. I'm sorry, I'm using my camera's microphone right now. I just like I have my I don't know if you can see in the little camera. I have these like wireless Rodes, but my audio jack stopped working in my laptop, and now I got to use another extension of USB port, and I was just lazy today. I'll use it tomorrow. Uh, and then Wednesday is another travel day for me. I'm going to the US, but I got a stop to make before going back to visit family. I'll stream from there. You'll see. Damn, from Siberia. Shit, must be freezing. We're in Siberia. Yakutsk, Lake Baikal, or some other area. I really want to go to Lake Baikal. Man, you know, I never really explored Russia. I never really traveled in Russia. I've traveled a lot more Ukraine than I've traveled Russia. I've only been to like 3 cities in Russia: Moscow, St. Petersburg, and a city near Moscow. That's it. With Ukraine, I've driven from like, Kiev to Odessa. I've like seen way more of Ukraine than I've seen Russia. But I really wanted to go to Siberia in the summer. Never been to Belarus, but I've been to like Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Georgia. Okay, natural gas. Natural gas is rebounding. I'm still completely baffled by what is happening with oil prices. You guys heard my conspiracy theories on why I think the price of oil has been dropping the last month or two. But now comes the election year. It's going to be very interesting. Also, let's look at the government numbers. I'm still keeping track of this. But like I said, I'm a little bit baffled. I don't have a lot of explanations. 12.8 number is out. I don't know if I have this number. This is the 12.8 number. Let's go to our spreadsheet. I need to buy a new laptop. I'm gonna probably buy it next year. I may have to wait till like Black Friday deals or something. I had the 12.8 number, so I think I already got it. Okay. So I'm still a little baffled with what's going on with the Strategic Petroleum Reserve not depleting the petroleum reserve and the price of oil is dropping. The price of oil is finally rising. I expected us to start rising after the MRI buy, but there was never a bullish indication with this candle being red. There was a bullish indication in the middle of that candle, but I'm still a little confused. Swiss franc versus USD. Maybe we'll take a look. All right, let's go on with my usual charts. I'm still very bullish on gold. Gold has broken critical resistance, and I think gold is on its way to $3,000 an ounce. Not much more to say on that front. S&P 500, I remain unreasonably bullish in the S&P 500. I've been bullish, I remain bullish, but we're probably going to top at the end of the year. You can see that there's an MRI warning candle on the weekly, and I am expecting a pullback. I think I'm going to delete some lines. We don't need this blue line anymore. This is the chart's getting too cluttered. I don't need this bullish support line anymore. I don't need this bearish anymore. I think we can drop these arrows. I think people know how right I was on the S&P. I'm going to drop this one as well. And I'm going to even drop these. Chart is just getting cluttered. Harder for me to see what's going on. I remain very bullish on the S&P. And we'll draw new lines soon enough. We're having a bullish trend between the major channel and the center of that channel. This channel has been in place since 2009. I see no reason why this channel would break. Not till the end of the decade. I know people think there's going to be a huge recession. Like I just do my own analysis. The channel broke during COVID, but that was a bit artificial. We then rallied to the top of the channel, not surprising. Surprised we didn't overshoot. So, I mean, we're due. The S&P should be rallying. Bonds to rally next year, maybe year after. Let's see who the U.S. president is. It's going to be super interesting. The U.S. White House is a total clown show. Did you see it? Did you guys see the circus video from the White House? Their Christmas video? Wow, how cringy was that? How cringy was that video? Did you guys see it? Oh my God. It was in my off-topic group chat. I'm like, oh my goodness. It was insane. It was insane. Like, hold on. And like, yeah, here it is. Like this is nuts. Did you guys see this? I'm not even gonna play the audio. I couldn't believe what I'm watching. It was one of the cringiest things I've ever seen. And what makes it worse is they like went out of their way to do diversity hires and like just embarrass people. Like it's I couldn't believe what I was watching. It's insane. It is embarrassing. It's completely embarrassing. It's like every holiday gets more and more embarrassing. Like every like here, like someone tweeted this out. Like here, this is your Easter, Pride Month, and Christmas at the White House. It, I'm sorry, guys. America has just become a clown show. It's become a clown show. That's why I don't live there anymore. I can't. It's too embarrassing. It's really embarrassing to call yourself an American. Koso writes, I doubt Biden is still aware he's president. I don't know. But in Biden's mind, he's been president for 30 years. He always, felt that he controlled the Senate. S&P is rising. I mean, look, clown show goes on, but people are putting money in the U.S. companies because they feel it's safer. All right, so I need to pull up a chart. Someone on Twitter mentioned my pi cycle analysis, so I do want to bring that up. So load layout. Hmm, how did I name it? There it is. Let's see where we are in the pi cycle. Someone asked me to pull it up and explain it a bit. So we are coming up. We are coming up on a interesting point. This is our January 2024, but I don't think anything important is going to happen. Only because it's a quarter cycle, and the very first quarter cycle was super important. And after that, I think the quarter cycles become a bit less important. Though we did have the Greek banking crisis right on the next one. There's always an event, right? So for me, the really important one is coming right there. I mean, it being red, don't read too much into it being red, but I am potentially looking for it to be a top. The last time it was on SegWit day, uh, they're just very important parts of Bitcoin. So let's see what happens. There is a specific date for this. I'm sure I put it on the day. This is on January 23rd or 24th. So let's keep an eye on that as we get closer to it. but the big cycle. So a pi cycle is every 8.6 years. This is me using some of Mark Armstrong's work and applying it to Bitcoin. And I do have additional dates. I gotta find those. Man, where did I? Shit. Well, I'm sure it's stored in my email somewhere. I have like the list of dates. I first published it in Cointelegraph right here on this day, pointing out to key areas of Bitcoin, like the key important dates of Bitcoin where something crucial was going to happen. At the time, uh, I mean, there was no there was no concept of SegWit. And I said that the most important day in Bitcoin's life is going to be August 11th, 2017. Most important day in Bitcoin's life going forward would be August 11th, 2017. And that turned out to be the day of SegWit adoption. Like SegWit got into the code that day. But I talked about that day like 3 years earlier before, the whole big block debate even started. Yeah, so I keep an eye on these dates going forward. Sometimes they mark critical price levels, like what happened here with the Greek banking crisis. There was a serious low in Bitcoin. And sometimes they just mark critical days, like SegWit adoption. So let's see what happens. The big one is going to be in March of 26. That's the end of like the second pi cycle. Descending triangle on Bitcoin daily. Yeah, yeah. This is why it's a concern. It's not the cleanest triangle, but yeah. Yeah, it's concerning. It's definitely concerning. LTCN, Chris, thank you for your super chat. LTCN is in the Litecoin thing? Or, I mean, why would you look at it in the Litecoin trust? That makes no sense at all. Why don't you just look at it in Litecoin versus Bitcoin? I mean, no one should be holding Litecoin. I mean, there is no future for Litecoin. It's going to zero versus Bitcoin and probably versus the dollar as well. Oh, wait, get something. I mean, you should be looking at Litecoin versus Bitcoin. Where's my shitcoins list? And look at this. I said the day of the halving, it's going to drop 80%. And it's already fallen 46. I'm half right, I mean, it's stupid to hold Litecoin. It's at an all-time low. It's not going to turn around. Alex, I don't see how Litecoin will grow. It will continue to crash in price against Bitcoin. And with every halving, there'll be less and less mining. There's also no research and development in Litecoin mining. It makes no sense at all. Litecoin is going to hit a mining death spiral where there's no security, there's no hash rate. No one is going to mine to secure Litecoin. It's going to get 51% attack. There's not going to be, you're a mining guy. I don't understand how you think Litecoin is going to be secured. As the price continues to fall, it becomes less profitable to mine Litecoin. There'll be less miners on Litecoin. There's no research and development in Litecoin. No one is developing script ASICs. There's no like script mining is going to die. The single Litecoin developer, like the single Litecoin developer, assuming he still gives a shit, will merge Litecoin with Bitcoin. And it's irrelevant that Litecoin is short, sorry, that Litecoin is script and Bitcoin is short 256. He'll just, create an upgrade to the code, and the whole thing is grossly centralized. He'll create an update to the code. They'll change the algorithm from script to short 256, and they'll merge it with Bitcoin, the way like DogeCoin merged with Litecoin. I mean, there's just no future. Litecoin plus Doge is merge mined, right? But why? The reason why Doge is merge mined with Litecoin is because the mining on DogeCoin died. The price of Doge got so low that miners just stopped mining it. So the only solution that Doge developer, in singular terms, had was to merge mining of Doge with Litecoin. But the same thing is going to happen to Litecoin. It's only a matter of time. The exact same thing, and Litecoin would need to be merge mined with a coin above it. Now, had Ethereum still had script mining, the Litecoin would have been merged with Ethereum. But because Ethereum is now proof of stake, Litecoin would need to be merged with a stronger script token. But there is no stronger script token. So you have to change the algorithm of Litecoin mining from script to short 256 and then merge mine it with Bitcoin. That's the future of Litecoin. I don't see any other path for Litecoin. But that's only going to happen after the price of Litecoin falls so low, no one wants to mine it anymore. I mean, who's doing research and development into Litecoin mining? And as the price versus Bitcoin keeps dropping, miners are going to drop off the network. So going into the halving, I said after the halving, Litecoin would fall 80%. And the reason why that happens is because now you're mining half the amount of Litecoin. But Litecoin was barely profitable to begin with. And no one needs Litecoin the way they need Bitcoin. So with every halving, Litecoin gets weaker and weaker. I mean, we already have a big history of this. Every time Litecoin halving happens, it just makes new lows. And it's literally making new lows. Did it break it's already broken the all-time low. We're already lower than that. There is no good news for Litecoin. I mean, I don't see how LTCN is a good trade. I mean, I know the discount probably is rising to zero, and it's up versus the dollar, and it may be up at a bigger percentage than GBTC over the last, say, 4 or 5 months. But you have to realize that just like silver and gold, the moment the market turns and Bitcoin drops 10%, let's say GBTC drops 10%, GTC or whatever the hell it's called, LTCN, is going to drop like 40%. Like, yeah, you can get extra percent on the way up, but you get destroyed on the way down. And you can't recover after you get destroyed on the way down. Speaking of other shit coins, let's glance at Ethereum. Ethereum is about to make new lows, which is awesome. I think Ethereum's in serious trouble. I'm going to drop this rally candle because it's over. It never even made it to the descending line. This is bad for Ethereum. Very bad. It's almost at a point of no return. Once it breaks below 0.05, I don't think it's ever going to recover that. It will crash down and it might recover back to it, but I don't think it'll ever break it and succeed it against Bitcoin. I mean, if Elon didn't pump Doge, that would be going nowhere as well. Monero is going to break the new lows eventually. It's being helped by an MRI buy, but that's about it. It's about to break the new lows. It's not going to be at all-time lows. That will take a little longer. And I think Binance Coin is at a point of no return. I don't think it's ever going to get back to its glory days. I think Cardano's topped out as well. But I don't know. We'll see what happens there. It's got like a gazillion coins, so people don't know that. All right, enough shit pointing. Actually, I'm going to look at B trash. Yep, there it is. I saw that coming. I mean, this pump was just silly. That was Fidelity was being idiots, and they invested in a company that put this thing into their index. That huge pump. You guys provided liquidity, made Roger Ver richer, and now you're paying for it. But it's okay. Eventually, it'll come back to the lows, break those lows, and go down. Eventually, the mining on Bcash will stop. They'll have to go proof of stake or merge mine with Bitcoin. The future of every shitcoin is every mineable token is merge mining with Bitcoin. You either go proof of stake, which is not innovative and the same thing as fiat currency. The dollar is proof of stake. So is Solana, so is Ethereum. It's like the US dollar. Proof of stake is the fiat system. Either you go proof of stake or you merge mine with Bitcoin. There's no other option. There's no other proof of work coin that can survive. Oh, beautiful new lows. Yeah, all of these things are going to just die eventually. Like this. I don't know what the hell BTC is. Someone asked me to look at it at some point, and this token no longer exists. So that's the future for most of these. They're going to slowly come off my list because they just die. Okay, real currencies. I haven't looked at currencies in a long time. Let's look at the dollar. Let's see what's going on here. I'm very surprised that the dollar is so weak. I really expected the dollar to strengthen because the rest of the world is just a bigger shit show. Chris, but you're missing the point. You're saying one Bitcoin network is slow and expensive, and it often is. 90% who want faster, cheaper transactions use Litecoin. No, 90% of who want faster, cheaper transactions use PayPal and Venmo and traditional fiat systems because your currency is stable. Or people are going to use Tether. But people need to start using Tether on the liquid sidechain, not on Ethereum, because those transactions are also expensive, right? There's no reason to make transactions in a currency that loses value, okay? It's kind of like saying if the dollar, like before Bitcoin existed, it's kind of like saying, well, if the dollar is slow and expensive to use, why don't we use the Venezuelan bolivars? Because they're so fast, but they lose value every minute. That's the problem. The reason why no one is going to use Monero for their privacy is because holding on to Monero loses them value. It's the same thing with Litecoin. Like either you're converting your Bitcoin into Litecoin, making your transaction, and the person on the other end is converting that Litecoin back to Bitcoin so that they're paying the same amount of fee or even higher fee than someone sending Bitcoin directly. Because holding on to your Litecoin will destroy your life savings. It does not make sense to transact in other shitcoins because you can't hold on to them. They lose value. You have to learn to use Lightning Network, which I also need to start using. Like these Bitcoin transaction fees are killing me. They're high as hell right now. Oh, here's mempool. Like transaction fees are killing me. Oh, at least it's down to 142. It was 500 the other day. Like transaction fees have been brutal. I mean, I like supporting the miners and all, but still. I need to start, utilizing the liquid sidechain, and the liquid sidechain. Liquid sidechain is about to start being popular, super popular. You can make your Bitcoin transactions inside the liquid sidechain. They're going to be almost free, and they're going to be anonymous, and they're going to retain your Bitcoin value. So, like, I've always been dumbfounded for like 5 years now why no one wanted to use the liquid sidechain. Why are you not using Lightning? I haven't had the need to use it, and it's buggy as hell. But at this point, I'm willing to deal with the bugginess of Lightning uh, versus the high fees. Like the Lightning network changes so often, and like I just didn't want to. I didn't want to start using it until it was production ready. And I'm not even going to say Lightning is production ready yet, but it's production ready enough to avoid $100 Bitcoin fee. I'm ready to start using the liquid sidechain though. I'm going to start accepting liquid Bitcoin for my products and the next conference payments. I'm going to start accepting liquid Bitcoin. I still have to learn that system as well, but this is why we always hand out Jade wallets at Unconfiscatable. Jade wallets are compatible with Liquid. Ethereum is not going to take care of any issues. Ethereum is an issue. I'm not going to use Blue Wallet. Blue Wallet lost me like $400 in Lightning payments that I've accepted. All gone. Disappeared. So I'm done with that wallet. Yeah, everyone should look into Liquid. Everyone just talks shit about Liquid. It's like everyone talks shit about Bitcoin because it's their biggest competitor. Everyone talks shit about Liquid because I think everyone is scared of Liquid. That's why they demonize Liquid so much. All right, let's look at some currencies. Let's look at the dollar versus the euro. I don't understand how the euro is this strong. I really don't get it. Huh, crypto kitties. I haven't heard that in forever. Wow, remember that stupidity? Jesus. Remind me to check X Steel after currencies. Let's look at the dollar versus the yen. That's a double top. That's going to reverse. I still think the dollar is going to strengthen. The dollar is dropping. I mean, we have a clown show in the White House, but after the next election, hopefully someone better gets in. We'll see. Let's look at Brazil. Brazil's strengthening. It continues to strengthen. That's good. Brazil's been nice and steady for 4 years now. Mexican peso. Mexican peso is doing well. I'm very bullish on Mexico as a nation. Indian rupee. I've been concerned on the Indian rupee front. Seems to be hanging in there. Turkish lira continues to slowly devalue, but the worst part's over. And here come the big ones. This is the Russian ruble. I think the Russian ruble is going to strengthen. And the moment America no longer funds the Ukrainian government, the Ukrainian currency will go into hyperinflation, and a really bad one. It's pretty much it for the currencies. Oh, the Swiss, US dollar versus the franc. I mean, nice MRI tops and bottoms. I don't know what ThorChain is. Sounds like a scam. Isn't that like Eric Voorhees thing? Didn't we nominate him for a scammy for that? Wasn't it on our best new scams list? Let me see. Hold on. I think we nominated ThorChain as best new scam. Where are the scammy awards? Oh man, I need to yeah, it's somewhere here for best new scam. Oh, best new scam right there. I think so. Let's see.
Well, Christina, when people are coming for free, what's the deal there? Yeah, I was like, yo, Danny yelled at speaker piece. Let's talk contracts, boys. Like, you have to. So you can talk. I don't think anyone's heard of it. I think you have like Joe Rogan and just went. You're right. I did forget about the network. So he Yeah, Joe Rogan was running around for like what, like 3 days. Everyone was like, oh, this guy. But look, I mean, yes, you're wrong. I mean, Janet, Gigi. I would trust someone who knows America.
Yeah, that's funny. Verify.
Someone pull out Twitter, double check.
Yeah, he deserves it. Okay, let's say he deserves it. Okay, let's go to the next thing. Guys.
Celebrity scammer of the year.
Celebrity scam of the year. Damn it. I thought that was supposed to be a scam. Here we go.
FTX award of the night.
Here comes best new scam.
Yeah, FTX is starting to sweep this year. So, man. Okay, let's see the new guy.
Best new scam. Between 286. Ethereum merged. Ordinance.
WorldCoin. Damn it, it wasn't that. I know ThorChain is there somewhere. Maybe it's rug pull of the year. I don't know. It was in there, so it was nominated for something. Anyway, check out the scammies, guys. It was great. All right, I'm gonna look at one more stock, and then we're gonna call it a day. Let's look at X. US Steel. Whoa, what the hell? What happened here? Earnings? No, what happened? Did they discover something? Oh, they got acquired. They got acquired, okay. That's what happened. What happened here? Well, somebody knew. Someone always knows. That's it. I mean, there's nothing to look at. The company is done. They'll never trade again. They got acquired for $50 a share. They got acquired. That's it. It's over. I don't know how you can switch USD to Bitcoin without KYC. The USD is KYC, right? Like I don't know how that's possible. Like people have to think this stuff through. Like a DAX will only like how is that possible? How are you going to be able to convert your dollars into Bitcoin without KYC? I don't know. Through a DAX, through a decentralized system. Like that's not possible. You'll be able to trade Bitcoin without KYC because because Bitcoin doesn't require KYC, but dollars require KYC. I don't understand the concept. Like even in theory, I don't understand how that's possible. Forget reality. Like in theory, this is not possible. There can be atomic swaps where you can convert your shitcoins to Bitcoin, but there'll be no shitcoins in the future. So who cares? You'll be able to trade your Bitcoins, leverage your Bitcoins to try to make more Bitcoin without KYC. But I don't see how you can have a dollar. You may be able to convert your Tether back and forth into Bitcoin without KYC, but not your dollars. I don't know how that's possible. Yeah, company got acquired. If you were in this company, great. You can get out, or you can just get converted into the new company, but just get out. So yeah, it's a buyout. There's nothing really to analyze. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. And I will see you all on the next one.
Bitfarm's still rising. It's now a $3 stock. Remember when we were talking about it when it was 30 cents? Yep, now it's $3. There's your 10x move. Thank you all for watching, and see you all on the next one. No conferences to promote at the moment, but I am talking to venues to bring back Unconfiscatable and to bring back the Financial Summit.